bro.
Yeah, I'm also not playing MLB The Show right now.
You are definitely playing will be the show right
You're
now,
definitely
which is fair, honestly.
We
It's
can
very
see
fair.
it, but yeah. It definitely doesn't say on Discord that when you're playing a video game.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I definitely don't see that green controller icon next to your
Yep,
name.
definitely doesn't say I'm playing anything for 5 minutes. That'd be crazy.
I hit a home run.
That's amazing.
Congrats.
Oh, no, I
That's
didn't.
amazing.
I flew
Congrats
out
to
to
that,
left field.
ladies and gentlemen. Joker's Ransom hitting a home run.
I flew out to left field.
Cheers.
You drinking beer, Hunter?
Yeah, it's a Joker's Ransom. It's a Joker episode. I gotta drink beer.
Oh wait, I don't have any beer. I'm cutting down on alcohol.
Let's not do this. Let's not do a drunk for the love of prod, please.
Oh, it's not at all. This ain't gonna do shit to me, brother. It's more.
I have some
than anything else.
Oh, God.
I have some hard Mountain Dew.
This is literally the only beer that was like inside of my home. Since I do not like drinking much anyhow, but you know, today was a shit day, so like my body was like, you know what, one wouldn't hurt.
That's fair.
Man, I love that I started this episode a minute ago.
That's crazy.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I mean, it's the normal
content machine.
Yeah, it's the normal thing with this podcast. Like, there's no true intro. We just kind of come in mid-conversation, carry it from there, and eventually I say the wrong episode number, which I'm not going to this week. It's episode 7. Welcome back, everyone, to For the Love of Prod.
I can't believe it.
I know they waited to the seventh whatever of podcast to get the best guest on. I know, took a while.
No, I'm gonna say the best guest so far has probably been Echo or Knock.
JokersRansom.
It depends what you value out of a guest.
Yeah, but okay. So welcome back, everyone, to the For the Love of Prod. This is episode number 7. Not messing that up this week. As always, we're joined by Huntertain, Megalass, and for the first time since our second test episode where we had our first guest, we finally have another caster on. It's JokersRansom.
Hey guys, it's JokersRansom. I'm me. Hello, how are you? I'm playing MLB The Show.
Who would have thought there were more than 3 casters in the world?
Well, I mean, there has to be, right?
I mean, it technically doesn't have to be. But,
well, there has to be if they're not hiring me for Marvel Rivals.
That's a fair point. Bro makes a point.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's been a busy week for a lot of us. So what have we all done here in the past week?
Streamed Face It games.
That's true.
That's
you've been doing that a lot. You've been doing that a lot lately, though.
Yeah.
You're having fun with it.
Buying a new car. That's what I'm doing. Wednesday.
2 days from now, or basically tomorrow. When this podcast comes out, it will be tomorrow. I mean, but you're doing the Face It stuff. That's always a fun thing. I know you've asked a couple people, or you've always left an open invitation to anyone who's around to come in and help you cast that stuff.
I'm always ignored. Yep.
Well, no, it's like the times you ask for it, it's like, okay, like I would do it, but it's like, oh wait, I'm already doing something.
All right, what about tonight at 9? What are you doing?
Editing this podcast.
Oh, Huntertain, what are you doing tonight at 9?
What am I doing tonight at 9? Probably cooking, since I haven't eaten dinner yet.
Oh my goodness. Megalass, what are you doing tonight at 9?
Probably scrimming.
Oh my goodness. See?
I think.
Listen, if you give us ample notice, it might work out.
They're always the same time.
Listen, okay. Here's the thing. Wait, I'm gonna be so real. Not gonna lie. Definitely have zoned out. Didn't hear a word Joker said. Why are you checking what we're doing at 9?
Because I'm doing a Face It game after this.
Listen.
Actually, from like 9 to 10, I might. I don't know if it'd be available. But like 10 is when the scrim starts. I just said 9 because that's nighttime.
It's CGL playoff weekend or mid-season playoff weekend. It's gonna be a long week with a lot of games going on. Yep. I have no idea when and will not I will be available this entire week. We're probably doing tomorrow night, by the way, Dex. We probably are. I don't know if you checked though.
No, I haven't.
We're the only 2 that have put down for like an NA game that's happening tomorrow.
I mean, I have.
Right, give me a second. I'm
gonna say I wish Ray had did it where it he did availability by day and not by year and round.
Yeah, because I'm like, then I have to put maybe on every EU game because I can't do an EU game on the weekday.
Yeah.
So it's like
yeah, I just realized this. I need to go just mark myself. I'm just gonna mark myself as available, even if I'm not. I'm just gonna be there. You know, I'm gonna.
I thought it was
Yeah.
supposed to be. I thought they said to mark yourself available when games happen.
Oh,
I mean,
well,
it's
see, some people have just marked it yes. So I'm now going through and doing that. So.
Yeah, I saw somebody mark yes, and I'm like, I'll do that too. Why not?
All right, I marked yes.
I mean, if you look at how I marked it, I was like, okay, the first round EU games, yeah, I can do those because I expect them to happen in the next 2 days when I'm off. After that, it's like no.
That's fair.
Yeah, like I like it could have been handled a little bit better with that, but I mean, mid-season is gonna be fun. It always is with CGL. But I mean, a lot of stuff happening this week, a lot of stuff happening in the weeks to come. But Joker, let's get on to what is always the normal 2 questions we ask all of our guests when they come on here. What got you into doing esports production? And then the follow-up will be what kind of keeps you coming back to doing esports production?
The money, duh.
And that's the episode.
That's the episode, y'all. Thank you so much. That's gonna be it.
We could have gotten any other caster. We could have gotten anyone else. You picked
money.
freaking
No.
Jokers.
Hey, he was the first one who said yes. That's the thing. That's the thing. Every guest, if I reach out to someone and they say yes, I'm like, cool. That's it. I don't have to reach out to anyone else.
All right, yeah, I'll give you an actual answer.
It's why we got knocked last week.
I'll give you an actual answer. So, the year is 2020. Yeah, 2020. Joker, little Joker who was going by Tearjerker AD at the time, because that is from American Dad, the Tearjerker episode. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I understand the reference.
Good
old.
No, like good. I didn't know it was American Dad, but I could definitely see you coming up with Tearjerker.
Yeah,
let me find the picture of Tearjerker really quick.
No.
Yeah, it's Roger as a Bond villain.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so back to my story, right? I'm playing Overwatch, right? Playing in Plat. Wanted to get to play somewhat competitively because I was watching the Overwatch League and whatever. And I saw a team post looking for people for console for Plat, and I'm like, all right, and signed to that. That became No Sympathy Academy. We got kicked out of that organization because they didn't like us, so we became Cement. And then we play. We're pretty good. We're 7-1 or whatever. We only lost 1 game, or something. And then it comes. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah. So here, let me get it off studio mode. This is Tearjerker. Shit. There we are.
Yeah. Big into American Dad when I made that. That was 2016. Me when I made that gamer tag. Or 2015 maybe even.
So we all made those kind of gamer tags when we were younger.
No, I've had this. I had Dexatron since I was 12.
You lucky. You didn't go through the years of onslaught of
I used my Here's the thing. I played Xbox Live and it was under my brother's gamer tag, but his gamer tag was like first initial, first 3 letters of my last name, and then his favorite number. That was it.
All right, back to my story. So it gets towards playoff time, and they're like, CGL says we need more producers who can produce console games, because if you were not aware, back in 2020, you couldn't join lobby as a PC player. So you had to have a capture card to be able to capture games onto your PC and whatnot. And I had that because I was trying to be a streamer, still trying to be a streamer, not going well at all. But
is it ever for anyone?
No.
No, it never is.
No.
Never
Hey,
is.
it is going well for my goat bull skunk.
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
But so I was able to do that. I have my first cast on my YouTube. It was bad. I don't need to bring that up. I was with NSB United, I believe. He was the old CGL stream lead before life happened and he had to go do other things. But then, well, I was supposed to only just be a producer, but then they needed casters as well, and then the rest is history.
Yeah, I mean, we can all look back at our first cast if we can still find them and just say, yeah, that was bad.
We have both posted ours. I did like the trend for a short period of time of like posting like our old stuff compared to our newest stuff.
No.
Which was very fun, by the way.
I can't.
No, absolutely not.
Mine is always readily available. It's my best clip on my channel.
I can't. I hate listening to my voice.
I still do that. I still hate it in 2025. I still hate my voice, brother. I just learned to hate it less.
That's the thing. I think, like with me,
all casters hate their voice. Wait.
I've gotten used to it. Like the first year or two when I was doing casting, posting clips, and getting stuff for reels, like I hated just the sound of my own voice. But as I've started to do more and more, posting clips and stuff, I've gotten very used to it, so it's not much of a hate thing anymore. Hunter, we lose you?
He's still there.
Oh God! I'm back. Hey.
Mega, what about you when it comes to your first cast? When it comes to your first cast, like I imagine coming out of it, we all kind of looked at it like, oh my God, we suck at it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was amazing. I absolutely was the best thing ever since sliced bread. No, my first ever casts were it was with Captain Jack in a thing that doesn't even exist anymore, Rose Esports, which was Rose Cup. And yeah, no, I had no clue really how to properly cast. Just Captain Jack was like, listen, I need anybody who knows something about Overwatch, and I had an ego of being like, I know everything about the game, despite being, I think, probably gold at the time. And so, now granted, having Captain Jack be my first ever casting partner, it helped tremendously because he just did both roles pretty much, and I just kind of filled in random bits and pieces here and there. But yeah, I mean, those like early casting always sucks. And then it also, in terms of like the hating your own voice thing, like I have it twofold because I already hate my own voice due to transitioning stuff, but to also hate it because I just hear myself, it just drives me crazy.
Yeah. I like just going back. It's like you realize how often you have those crutch words, crutch phrases. You don't understand the game. Like Mega, I was at the same point as you. Like my first cast, I was gold. So, like I had players come up to me after the game and say, "Dude, do you even know this game? Like you were awful. You sucked."
Deserved.
God, I still remember doing like I forget what season of CGL. It was 7 or 8, but like I just finished one. I don't know if anyone remembers Mazza, but we did a grand finals together, and he talked to me afterwards. He's like, "Dude, I forget what was the word. Oh God, what was the word? The fact that I can't remember the word means I've made progress, ladies and gentlemen. But there's a particular word he said, dude, you said the word like 100 times. And we watched in like every single sentence I was saying that word. And I still have that problem with other words. I say the phrase right now every 5 seconds. And that is somehow not changed.
Wait, can I point out a word that I always kind of pick up on you saying a lot?
Yes, please do.
Literally.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like it might have been like I started noticing like 6 months ago. You were saying literally a lot, and you say literally very differently than how you say a lot of other words. You're putting a lot of emphasis on it.
I sound it out like literally.
Yes.
I sound it out.
Yes. But Joker, We already know your answer for the next one since you told us it. But what keeps you coming back? I mean, yeah, there's this mythical thing called money, apparently.
Yeah, money's great. Obviously the people. I've met Dex. I don't think I've met Hunter.
No, you
definitely
might.
met Mega.
You might in November. Who knows? Maybe might happen.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know. Buying a new car kind of puts a damper on my traveling.
It's pretty understandable.
But buying it outright, I can save money again, so I don't have to. I don't have to do that money. I use the money I was saving for car things. Yeah. So I met Dex. We've hung out. It's definitely the people, right? Meeting the people. I've casted a high school league before, and we did a convention for it. And I went down, and when I got to meet some of the players, right, the parents there were like, "Oh, go take a picture with the caster. Go take a picture with the caster," and that as well, right? The fact that they think I'm something special when I'm like a tier. Do I even call myself a tier 2.5 caster anymore?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's not me glazing. I would just genuinely say maybe, honestly.
Tier 2, tier 2.5. Maybe, I don't know. There's no real tiers anymore. It's just tier 1 and then the rest of us. So that as well, right? The fact that people think I'm special or something. But it's definitely mainly the people that I've worked with, right? I like you guys.
Yeah, that's kind of been everyone's answer, and I mean we all agree with it as well. The people is what always keeps us coming back. Like a lot of friendships have been made through this with me, and like I've met a lot of cool people and done cool things because of casting that I probably would not have if I wasn't doing it.
But the crazy thing is, Dex, you didn't go to Bar and Cock with me and Spectreon.
That's messed up.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I didn't know what that was, and I think you mentioned it like, yeah, we're going here, and by the time I said, wait, where is that? You were already gone.
Yeah, it was the bar and grill in Sweden. It's not
Did you not give bro any context?
Well, no. Here's the thing. I probably still would have said no because I don't like putting myself in situations where I'm gonna be around a lot of people who are drinking, and I don't like drinking myself. At least not like heavily. So I don't want to be that one person I don't want to be the one person sitting in a bar or restaurant who's sitting there drinking a water or a Coke.
That's fair.
That's classic DD attitude right there.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't drive in Sweden, man.
A designated sitter. There you go.
Mm-hmm. That was me in high school on my basketball team.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's tough.
That's crazy.
The normal. I only get minutes when we're up by 20 or down by 20. No in between.
Dang.
You're what we call in the sports industry the human victory cigar.
The bench warmer.
You are.
It's just the bench warmer.
The bench warmer. Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't that.
Joker, no. I don't want to get into talking about sports because I don't want this podcast to just divulge into just straight up talking about traditional stick and ball sports. I want it to stay at least around what we normally do.
All right. I'll quickly get into what I played in high school. I played golf from 8th grade to 12th grade.
That's not real.
It's a real sport.
Golf isn't a real sport.
Golf is the best sport.
There is a ball and there is a stick and there's a hole.
All right. Then I played hockey from the time I was 2.5 to the end of high school. And then baseball from 5 to 17.
How the fuck do you play hockey at 2.5?
I was skating.
Skating got into a fist fight, therefore just in hockey.
I was skating and playing hockey. I don't have to tell you. I wasn't playing like organized hockey, but I was playing.
Okay. I was gonna say whatever person decided to start a hockey league for 3-year-olds probably needs to be put in jail. That's a little bit too young for that sport.
No, just a little bit.
No.
For a sport like that, yeah, for like t-ball, soccer, like that would make sense.
Yeah.
No, because you don't. The younger ages of hockey is different than the older ages of hockey.
I'm sure, but.
But okay, so wait, let's get into the other thing here that you kind of brought up and why you keep coming back. You talked about, you did a LAN and you had, random people just come up to you and say, "Hey, take a picture with the caster." I imagine that's always going to be a reason you keep coming back, because you want to try to get that. I imagine it's sort of like a high back again.
I mean, it was just kind of surreal. Like, I'm not anything special, so why are you taking a picture with me? But in the mindset of the parents, right? You're the person giving the spotlight to their kid, so of course you're gonna be something special to them. And that's why I love Scholastic esports, right? Especially when parents are actually involved and try. I know it's hard for parents to understand what the heck's going on, but they try to understand. My mom loves to watch me, even though she has no idea what's going on. She literally came to Sweden with me so we could go. The parents are the best, to tell you.
I hate that I didn't get to meet Mom Ransom.
Yeah, no, it's tough.
She didn't come to actual DreamHack.
Yeah, she did. She came on Sunday.
What the hell?
Tough stuff, Dex. Spectron met her.
Of course.
Alex met her. Piers met her. Fletch met her.
Was I the only person in the fucking CGL house that didn't meet your mother?
Well, some of them met her at the LAN, and then some of them met her the next day after when we went sightseeing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I left Monday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we have seen... Yeah, we lost Hunter again.
Oh, that's tragic.
Yeah. Okay, Mega, you want to say anything about him while he's gone?
Yeah, let's
talk
about
Hunter. I was simply gonna say that I meet with Joker's mom regularly. Because I have the humor of a 5-year-old and just the opportunity was there.
I mean, we all have that humor, let's be honest.
Yeah, we're what, 20-something-year-olds with the minds of 10-year-olds.
We need to stop bringing up how old we are on this podcast, because every time we do it, I feel like we just feel like we're really old.
Oh, you want to hear my grand epiphany the other day?
Okay.
I am closer to 30 than I am 20.
Okay, yeah, we all are.
Yeah, we all are.
we all are.
Appreciate that.
But like,
technically the youngest here, buddy.
Yeah. But like, I don't care. But realistically, I don't. I only was thinking about myself, so that's why I had to share it.
Yeah, like, I understand. I think Spec. No, I think Person has been the youngest person we've had on this podcast.
Person's the youngest person. That's funny.
Or was it Orange? Because I think they're both like in college, right?
Orange.
One of the two.
Orange is really short.
I've never met Orange.
Damn.
We can find it. We can find out. We can find out right now.
I have met Orange. Shit.
Oh my God, Dex, you're trolling.
I've always said I'm bad with names and I'm bad with remembering people. Like, if I can put a name to a face, I can do it. I struggle with remember.
That's it.
I'm struggling, man.
Oh no, you're snitching. He's snitching
on you.
Oh wow, what a surprise! There's one thing that Joker's good at. It's like starting up some nonsense drama.
It's my favorite part.
Hang on. Speaking of nonsense drama, Joker has done one thing that we haven't done yet. You need to make fun of Person.
What, I have to make fun of Person?
Yeah, no,
I know the person.
It has become a bit on this.
Who are they?
Person, the producer.
You don't know Person? You've worked with
Person. Is this the one person that doesn't know Person?
I've not worked with them.
You've done BPL stuff, haven't you?
Damn. Barely.
Damn, we're not gonna have our weekly segment.
Wait, hold up. So, no, it's fine because now we can just say person so irrelevant that Joker doesn't know who they are.
Exactly. You could have just said who
that's
megaload
crazy.
them, and well, I've seen who they. I've seen them in things before. Like they're doing CGL production now.
They're doing every production now, basically, or
Yeah.
they're doing every league's production now.
Yeah, so like I know who they are. I don't think I've ever worked with them.
Joker, you would like person for the fact that they also like sports and do like college sports productions.
Sick. You know, I know
that'd be so
someone who does the Ohio State stuff.
Yeah, you're talking about Llama, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's really cool.
Llama's super awesome. That's
Ooh,
that's
you
gotta
know who
be
should
like
get-
the dream right there. Like,
You should get Llama as a. You should get Llama as a guest.
I don't know if Dexter or Megalass have met Llama before.
Or you should get Hot Sauce.
Hot Sauce. I did a game with Hot Sauce. Hot Sauce was freaking awesome.
You should get Hot Sauce. I'll DM him for you.
I've always told Mega and Hunter, if you guys ever want to have a specific guest come on, just let me know or reach out to them and get them in.
I have not requested anybody yet, but that request is probably coming soon.
Hot Sauce is crazy. He's
See, I know Hot Dog. I don't know who Hot Sauce is.
Yeah, I've heard of Hot Dog. I've never heard of Hot Sauce.
Oh my goodness, because he doesn't do the games. He's a Valorant CS Rocket League caster. He does Overwatch for TEC.
Yeah.
But he's done like TwitchCon, RLCS, a lot of cool stuff. He's a really cool guy. Can I talk about drugs on this podcast?
What?
What?
Your Honor?
What?
Wait, hold up. Let him cook. Let him cook.
I just want to know if I can say I've smoked a blunt with him.
Oh,
yeah.
fine.
As long as you're not coming in here saying you did fucking heroin, yeah, you're good.
No, yeah, I smoked a blunt with him.
Do you have a problem with the fent contraption, Dex?
I just don't want people coming on here talking about hard drugs. I've told you guys this. My fucking parents found this podcast. Okay.
Oh.
Oh God! I'm so sorry. Oh jeez.
That's crazy.
Anyway, to bring it back to the request thing, I don't think there's anybody I will ever request. I just simply want a warning before Fletch is here. That way I can like get ready to like yell.
Here's your warning.
And, like charge up.
All right, you should get. You know who you should get? You should get CB.
Please wait. CB's my teammate.
That
OMG,
is like
CB.
That's the thing. Like I've thought about CB. I've thought about Tiny. I've thought about Bullskunk coming on here. But they're like CB and Tiny both in college still, and I'd never know what their Mondays are like. Bullskunk is doing the exact same thing as what Joker is doing here on Monday nights with Face It stuff, and it's also just at a point where like I would love to have him on, but I just don't necessarily know if this is a big enough thing for them to be on.
Bullskunk will say yes.
I know.
Bullskunk would 100% say yes.
First off, they all three would say yes. Number one, it just depends on scheduling. Number two, the fact that you care about them being in college but not me is offensive. I'm
you're part of the podcast.
I've always said we could always work around time.
Oh, we sure have.
Yeah, listen. We have, but still, I just simply wanted to be offended for a moment. Let me have it.
Not allowed, sorry.
Fair enough. I mean, I planned to have Joker on 2 weeks ago, but he couldn't do 8:30 because of Face It.
Mm-hmm.
So I got Hippie instead.
Oh my God, that Hippie guy, he's pretty cool. He was tubas.
I hate Face It with a burning passion of 1,000 purely for the fact because I wanted to do fucking the breakdown live every week, but the first week I tried to do it, everyone's like, "Nope, sorry, I'm doing Face It." Like everybody became a Face It co-streamer all of a sudden, and I was just like, "Rah."
Well, we're trying to make money, Megalass. I'm sorry.
Who are you telling? I'm broke. I am poor. I am in need of monetary as well.
All right, then start streaming Face It.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'll stream Face It League. It's not like I've built a Twitch audience that hates Overwatch. I don't know how I did that, but I did.
Well,
it wasn't really intense. Anytime I stream Overwatch, I get like one viewer.
Well,
it's an interesting enigma.
Sounds like a skill issue to me, to be completely honest.
Nah, I mean, to be fair, if you're gonna be streaming Overwatch, it's either gonna be part of a league or it's very hard to get big in Overwatch because everyone just kind of gravitates towards those top streamers.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing this.
I got the Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship coming in. Don't you worry.
Sick. You know what's really funny? I actually had a chance for a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship through
No, I literally
Streamlabs.
have. Yeah, no. What's it called? Well, wait, through Streamlabs. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Streamlabs sucks. Use Stream Elements. Save yourself time.
Yeah, that's what I swapped to for my streams.
That's too much hard. That's too hard because I've lost all my alerts through the time, and they're all just on the.
No. Do your alerts and stuff through Streamlabs if that's what you have set up. But for sponsorship deals and stuff, link your. I promise you, do stuff with Stream Elements. Like literally, I'm pulling up my Stream Elements right now, and it says I have 14 different sponsorship opportunities.
Wow.
There you go.
Aren't you cool?
All right. But before we go too far off the deep end here, like we almost normally do, this is the first time we've had a caster on, and I mean we have the opportunity. We have the opportunity now to actually talk about casting stuff, which is again part of production. We've had every other role here, but we haven't had a caster on, so we can talk about necessarily what we really enjoy about casting and what we find difficult with it.
Okay, I can tell you what I find difficult with it.
Yeah.
My ADHD brain does not work as fast, my mouth does not work as fast as my ADHD brain, so I'm always umming and ahhing during games, and it ruins my casting.
Yeah, I mean, I totally feel you there. What the hell? Oh, wow. I totally feel you there. Like, especially because I feel like as probably we all had a moment where it's like we're getting better with casting, so you're realizing like, oh, wow, you still need to be able to speak fast, but you cannot just be mumbling into stuff, because there are definitely times where I found myself in the last year thinking I'm saying something really good. I go back to watch the clip. It's like I'm saying kill, and that's it.
Like, I had an incredible call. Thought of it on the spot. It was New Queen Street. They were trying to get a reverse sweep or something, and I started it off. They need a miracle to happen, and they finished it off. This is not 30, whatever street it is. 31st Street, 42nd. It's 42nd Street. Sorry. And there's no miracle to be had. And then I watched it back, and I'm like, oh, they didn't hear it because I mumbled. Yeah, so that ruined my day. When that happened.
Like, I don't know. Like, I think my background as a theater kid kind of saved me, because my issue is never mumbling. My issue is I can stumble over my words. You will hear the stumble clear as day, because like I've done hours of like vocal stuff to make sure for like a theater reason that I can be heard and then enunciate my words properly and stuff. But like, yeah, when you're in the especially play-by-play, like as someone who I like to stick to color, but I fail play-by-play here and there, it's like, dude, you can stumble over anything so easily.
That's why when I have done VOD reviews in the past, with Rich Red, shout out Rich Red, he's a goat, by the way. He said to write down ending calls. Yeah, like, so if it's like a big game, like a grand finals on a LAN, right? So for the Scholastic Esports, for PIEA, right? Or it was TEC before then. I did our LAN in 2022, or 2023. It was 2023. And I made sure to write out a specific ending call for both teams, depending on how everything goes, whatnot. I had one for a 3-0 or just a banger, right? So I had those on a notepad in front of me to make sure, I want to have a good call for it. So I take my time, remember what I said, look down at it. And it really works well for those purposes. And we even played into the motif because I did it as a like a story, like a book because it's school. Why not book? Easy motif. So we were like talking about like the whole archetype of a story, like the first and the rising action, the climax, the falling action, and then the conclusion. And we were throwing those buzzwords in during the series, and then it was. Let me see if I have the. I don't know if I have it anymore. I might. No, I think that is. I don't know where it is, but it was something. The book has been written. Such and such has won your Division 1 championship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and that went well. So I think if that's something you're struggling with, always writing it down helps.
Yeah, and I can definitely at least relate in some ways because every grand finals that I cast, it's like, okay, look at the two teams, try to think of like something I could say about both of them that has like ties in their name. I look at their kind of journey through playoffs, what's their overall record, how many maps have they dropped. It's like it's always fun coming up with those like hypothetical situations in your head to say like, okay, I'm gonna say this if this team wins in this way, this if the other team wins in this way. Like I forget which league it was, but there was one last year. I think it was CGL, I believe, where there was a team that had like only dropped a map or something the entire season. And like I was gonna say something along the lines of only like they only were scratched once, but they ended up going like 7 in the grand finals. So like it kind of ruined the idea, but like it allowed me to take something from that series instead because that series was much more was more impressive than probably what the final record of that team would have been.
Yeah.
For sure. It usually for me it's easy to think of something, except I don't do the smart thing and write it down. So it comes down to a moment of like you have to like have it ready, but at the same time, the fight like it doesn't always end when you think it's going to end. Because I will go and I'll make the call and like regular matches, and then stall will happen for the next 20 seconds, and it's like, oh shit, okay, well I've used my best line out the gate. This isn't quite working well. It's like if you're running a program, you finished up and it just kept rolling for whatever reason. It's like, I don't know what to say. I just have to say they're stalling and like try to build off of something that I've already hit the climax of. So I don't know.
That's fair.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I could say, like, Galactic Penguins winning the last season of Trank, I had something fucking lined up for that. Didn't say it. Didn't say it at all. Got caught up in the moment. Forgot what I wanted to say. And I was like, well, I think I said it, like, 2 minutes after and when we were back on the caster scene. But it would have been really better when the series ended.
In the moment, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but, I mean, like, I feel like the hardest thing with casting, or one thing that we always kind of get a little bit of slack on, is when, like, Joker, you were talking about when you came in, the fact that there are going to be other people that come in and say, oh, I could easily do this. Like, this caster's not necessarily, that good type situation. And I always kind of just say, well, if you think you can, do it. Like, people find out really hard, like, yeah, this is something that is hard to do. It's easy to get into. You just have to get in and stay around, but it's not going to be something where like you pick up and you're going to be already the best caster in whatever league it is you're casting in. And we've talked about in the past, Mega, you've experienced that with one caster in the past. And that's always a fun story to bring up, especially since we have a full thing of casters here.
Which story? Hold up. You caught me at a moment. My brain blanked out. What?
The time you casted with someone who was their first time, and you could realize that they were struggling a little bit, and we're gonna give them like tips, but they thought that they were so much better than everyone else there.
Yeah, listen. Again, like I'm actually happy I don't remember their name because I feel like it would. I don't want to create badness for this person if they're still around and trying to do things, which I don't think they are. But just on the off chance, like again, they came in and again their very first time. I knew that coming in. Solomon literally reached out to me, was like, "Listen, it's the first time." I was like, "I got you," and throughout the whole series, I played it calm and normal, even though they clearly were struggling. And again, you're in that situation, you want to help them out. You want to be like, oh, hey, here's some little tips. Here's maybe something you did right. Like I always like to do, it's cliche, but the compliment sandwich, right? You get some compliments in there along with, hey, here's the critique. But just immediately after, yeah, they immediately were like, no, I was amazing. Why was I not scheduled more? Rah. And I'm just like, all right. If that's what you think, go for it, champ. I just it was a time. Like whenever you get Solomon on here, he remembers that caster's name. He remembers every time that I bring it up.
I love Solomon.
It was a time.
Solomon's gonna be a fun episode. I just hate pulling European people in here. That's gonna sound bad out of context, but because of the time difference.
Well, okay, wait a second. Solomon's up right now. Just to be clear, because he has to do everything NA too.
I was gonna say Solomon's like he's in a fucking Spectrum situation.
He's in a Discord call right now.
No, I was saying he's in a Spectrum situation where he's just a degen and will just exist at hours.
They're nocturnal beings.
Well, he has to do he has to also do because he does the production for
Gridlock
Plat Chat.
Oh, he does Plat Chat?
Oh, Plat Chat. I thought you were talking about the Deadlock stuff.
Yeah.
No, he does Plat Chat.
He's run Plat Chat for a while.
Yeah, he's run Plat Chat for a little bit now.
I only learned that last week when Knock was here.
Yeah, when Avast got on stream, I think, or on the Plat Chat, I think that's when Solomon took over the production role of it.
Yeah. That's how I learned about Solomon personally, was through Plat Chat.
Oh wait, can I say something? Because this is completely a different topic.
Yeah, sure.
I want to talk about. One moment.
Go ahead. I was writing it down.
All right. Marvel Rivals. The team announcement's coming in for NA, and it's gonna be insane because the team that's gonna be picked up by 100 Thieves, allegedly, is gonna be a bunch of old CGL players from console tier 6. Okay. So that's gonna be crazy for me to think I casted those people and now they're signed to 100 Thieves.
That unironically reminded me because you mentioned CGL, which again, this is another tangent, but oh well, it's tangent time, I think. For this week for Aurora series, I was supposed to go up against Nenwai and Proto, who we all know, like they're crazy good players, absolutely insane. Come match day, I don't know who was in charge of their team or what, but they basically just forgot they were supposed to have a match. And so after going back and forth, and literally them not having a team ready, Aurora series was like, yeah, we're gonna rulebook them. And the reason I bring this up is because I'm not trying to be mean, but immediately Nenwai typed some very interesting remarks, talking about wanting to do harm to oneself. And then after we're all like, what the hell? The actual quote that was in the Discord was, sorry, my guilt trip failed. And I was just like, damn, for a player I thought so highly of, to see them fall from grace like this is kind of tragic.
We're not laughing at that, sorry.
It was just an interesting situation.
It's called dark humor.
Speaking of tangent, go watch the breakdown. This week is certainly something of it. CGL's podcast.
This week was it got uploaded.
Yeah,
it's there.
It's there.
I think. Listen, next week, if everything I get or want to happen happens, then next week will be amazing. Because we should hopefully be getting teams to submit clips and stuff from the mid-season. I'm gonna see if I can maybe throw together those clips in a fun little way. It's gonna be great.
Cool. That'll be nice. With that. I mean, God, we still have a decent amount of time left.
All right, I'll talk about my gym journey, guys.
No.
No.
You don't want to turn.
I'm actually gonna.
No, Mega, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was just gonna say I'm gonna keep upping the quality production on the breakdown just to make you feel worse and worse each week.
Me? Why would I feel worse?
Because you're just like, oh my goodness, look at what the breakdown's doing.
No,
because you're always saying that with the run of show.
That's the only thing that I'm like that with the breakdown that I'm necessarily like, oh wow, that's a lot better here. I'm fine with how the graphics look here. I'm fine with everything else.
And the 1 week like you were on the breakdown, I didn't have a run of show for you.
No, I was on week 2.
Oh, you were. That's
I was on before the spotlight because we all gave our hot takes, and I said, yeah, I'm not having a hot take. I'm gonna go into it very mild.
Mild take Dexatron. Interesting.
Mild take Dexatron.
I don't like to get my hopes up too high. Okay.
Drop the hot take now. What is going to be the brand new perk that the hero gets that makes him crazy?
I don't know. I don't care.
I don't get. My brother in Christ, you cast this game. You were. All right.
All right. So Symmetra's turrets will now have a perk that enables them to physically roll like a ball, so they can be put down and simply thrown towards the enemy.
All right.
Increased health.
Here, you want my joke one? It also involves Sims turrets.
All right.
Okay.
It's just they heal now. They don't do damage. They will heal. They'll heal allies.
Why not both?
Players punching
why not both?
Large players' jobs being stolen and brought.
All right, I'll give you an actual one. May is gonna get freeze back.
It just freeze back as a perk.
Major perk.
Yeah, major perk. You get freeze. Yeah, it actually freezes again.
I'd like if it was just called freeze and it just said freeze.
Freeze tag.
Like there's just no like elaboration beyond.
Guys, I just won the World Series, by the way.
Congrats.
That's amazing, dude. Congratulations.
You know,
you want to hear?
Actually, let me really congratulate you.
Honestly, can we blame Joker? Because normally we're like yapping for hours, but
it's like that's the funny that's the thing. Like we have a whole thing of casters here, and we always talk about the fact that we're just yappers and we can't fucking figure out something to talk
about. All right, okay. You want to?
I'm trying to think of something here that we could all kind of talk about, but like we are still talking about stuff. Joker, what are you gonna say?
Here, let me tell you my stat line from my road to the show.
No.
And MLB the show. It's incredible.
That's a little too far, bud.
Yeah.
No,
Joker.
Okay. How about
Joker? Here, I want you to know the only thing that Dex told me about this week. He said this yesterday. Was like, I'm going to make sure that Joker does not talk about sports.
All right.
So this is like his one rule.
Yeah.
Okay. Here. So I had. You clearly don't have an air fryer. I had 265
That's the second
hits.
time you brought this up. I think last time it was when Echo was here.
I had 96 home runs. I had 231 RBIs. And I batted 396.
Okay. Guys, I might just mute him here.
Yeah, bro.
Did you hear that?
Let me find who
I
asked.
heard that. You something about.
Did you hear that?
Yes, we all heard it.
96 home runs.
We heard it. We heard it.
It is video game numbers because it is a video game. But I mean, getting back to kind of what this is all about. I mean, we're here to talk about production. We're here to talk about everything behind the scenes. And I mean, Joker, especially with you, like one of the main reasons why I wanted to have you on this podcast very early on was because we touched on it a little bit earlier with the fact that you like to start nonsense drama, but I think you have this incredible personality, which does, make a lot of people. I think it makes a lot of people have fun working with you, even though a lot of it is like you do like to, weave in traditional sports stuff into your cast and references, and a lot of the times those go flying over people's heads. But it is something that there is that small part out there that really appreciate it. But like, this is just a thing for everyone. There are probably people that we all kind of like working with because we know what to expect from them, but their personalities really do help a lot here. What are like kind of your guys' stories or like, or when you have someone like that, like what do you like about it?
Lord Thethan, man. We were casting for like 2 years together for TEC, and we killed it. Because I like no, I won't say I know nothing about the game, but the game of Overwatch, but I because I do obviously, but I don't know like the full in depth of why someone did something. And Lord Thethan, besides being a caster, is an Overwatch coach. So he could yap forever about what's happening, why it happened, and can give you a breakdown of those fights. And that's why we worked so good together for about 2 years together. And that's probably my favorite co-caster.
I mean, Mega, you kind of have the same thing right now with with having someone who I would consider you guys basically a duo at all times here. It is a love-hate relationship, but I mean, you guys are incredible.
I wasn't even gonna mention Fletch, but yeah, I mean Fletch, we have that natural synergy, like again from just doing casts all the time, like because even though like again we haven't casted together in a minute, I promise you, if you could literally tell both of us, hey, we have a cast in 5 minutes, get ready, and I promise we will join that VC and it will be smooth as butter. It will immediately be like no time has ever passed. You would think we're like these amazing friends that hang out all the time, but no. It is actually few and far between the times that I get to hang out with Fletch. But I was actually going to mention sort of not necessarily good synergy, but what I like to call evil synergy. Me and Joker in the casting booth together, there is always a problem. There is always some silliness afoot. Dex, your head is in your hands because Dex hears this and remembers the first game of the season.
You were on the receiving end of that. I couldn't take the game seriously.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
no, like that's the thing. I hated that you couldn't take it serious. Like I went back, like that's the one time I went back and watched.
Because it was the biggest joke ever.
We've won a game.
Exactly.
But like I hate that it was. I hate that it was a joke on us so much because the other team had an incredible story.
Yeah, of course it had.
And it was never touched on that much.
I know. I felt so bad afterwards because when they talked about it, I'm like, oh, I've been here just lambasting my friends on podcast for an hour and a half, and these people have actually trying to do good in the world and bringing esports to kids.
This is why they won't let us back on the broadcast.
Yeah, no. But again, that's not even like a one-off game. Like me and Joker again, like the famous Crazy Balls clip that came from me and Joker casting together. Like I don't know what it is, but there's like an evil aura of just maximum level silliness between the two of us. It's great though. Surely Hunter, you have a good synergy instead of the evil one, right? With someone.
Good.
Hunter and Spec.
Yeah, yes. Hunter. Me and Spec is probably like the one thing I can think of, which I don't know. Sometimes we radiate that curse energy, is what I call it. We seem to have those moments that just go completely.
That is just Spec in general.
That is
just me and
Spec
Spec.
In general. It is true, but he drags me down even further, man.
That's why me and Spec casts are also fantastic.
Did you see the tweet that Spec put up today? It is 100%.
Oh yeah,
that was
lovely. We gotta find that.
I'm looking it up right now. Give me a moment.
See, I was gonna say like whenever I cast with Spec, I don't know, like it like behind the scenes, like when we're on breaks and stuff, Spec is like, oh look at me, I'm a little silly for you. Oh look at me, but then on broadcast he's just normal, and it throws me for a loop every single time.
Yeah, this fucking tweet.
Yeah, that's right here.
Why is he talking? Okay, I'll give you a. Yeah, because I am somewhat of an NA unknowable expert. I'm not an expert at all.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
But this is pull up what is his name? It's Mev, I think.
Mevix?
Twitter. No, just let me look.
I don't know who you're talking about at this point.
You don't know EU Twitter. It's okay.
No, I don't. Spec showed us the fucking Nula
yes.
iceberg.
Yeah, that's the guy that made that. That's the guy that made that.
I don't care what anyone says. The fact that there's a thing on there that said rulebook for socks. I just stop right there.
Oh, God.
So that is like based on, I think Nev's tweet like Nev's thing, right? But Horrocks came out and said he's gonna take over new for NUEL or Newell or NSE, and gonna take over from Big Warwick. So he was gonna try to stop Big Horrocks from taking over, but he lost.
As they always do. Like the funniest thing about that tweet right there from Spec was the fact that Toasty came in after and said he didn't know if the Steel Series ad was an actual ad or just a part of the bit. Yes,
he's
no.
He's
the answer is just yes.
Sponsored.
Good on him for being sponsored by fucking Steel Series.
And he sponsored. He was also sponsored by Pringles or something.
I don't know if it was Pringles.
It was something like that.
Something to that affinity, and I can't think of what specifically it is.
I don't know. The Overwatch League Cheez-It Grooves ads going on over here. Apparently.
Where is our Cheez-It Grooves?
Where's our Butterfingers?
For real? Remember they tried that once and then fucking never again have I seen them try something like that?
Because there's no fucking sponsors in Overwatch because
Blizzard
has not recovered.
The EMEA and NA regions are the only regions without sponsors.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because Korea operates differently.
Well, Korea, Japan, and Pacific, they all have sponsors. Or at least one.
Oh yeah, doesn't like McDonald's in Australia sponsor? Didn't they sponsor contenders for like a while?
They did.
Well, that's also different.
Yeah.
Because Japan, Overwatch in Japan is massive.
Getting bigger, which is nice and fun.
Yeah, which is crazy that we got Hangzhou instead of Tokyo.
It's the reintroduction.
Yeah,
it makes sense with everything.
But
I promise you, next year we're getting a Japan. They would be foolish to not have a Japan event next year.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I would try to go there that one. Japan is the one country I want to go to.
I was gonna go. But we saw Apex sell out a gigantic stadium, and Apex esports is worse than Overwatch esports at the moment.
The esports scene is worse, but I feel like it's kind of in the same kind of ballpark as Overwatch when it comes to that if you love the game, you're gonna follow the esport. Like I think it has that same kind of passion.
Yeah, but who plays Apex Legends?
Exactly.
Who's playing Apex
Legends? Tell you, the last time I heard somebody say, "Nah, dude, I'm sorry, I'm playing some Apex right now. I'm sorry."
Here, wait. Let me answer the question because I did this last week and I hated that I asked a question and you guys all answered and I just fucking didn't.
I'm gonna play Marvel Rivals. Thoughts?
That's crazy.
Knock yourself out. But I have to say, I have to say, fucking Geo. Geo is so you have Spec being the chaotic. You have Geo on the other side of that spectrum.
Geo's way too nice. He's way too nice for esports.
He is one of the most wholesome people. None of us deserve to be around him. We're just gonna corrupt him.
I miss Geo.
I also miss Geo.
He's casting again.
I know he is.
He's trying play-by-play.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. I think he said he's gonna try play-by-play to see if he can fall back in love with casting, if it's something along those lines.
That's fair.
That's very fair. Yeah. 100%.
All right, guys. I'm playing Control.
Don't care.
Wonderful.
Joker.
Anyway, report. Where's the report?
What am I doing here?
I don't know, Hunter. What are you gonna say?
I was going to say that Geo is a part of my Map 7 club, which is a club that is not
I get to play DPS, boys.
Geo's part of my Map 3 club. There was 5 straight series in CGL one season where me and him just had a curse where it'd be like, oh yeah, these are 2 very close teams or 2 very good teams, sweep. Not even close, sweep. as well. He goes off the cast with someone else, 7-game series. Goes back to me, 3.
I've been there. I can't remember when it was, but Megalass, I forget. But you and Fletch did like a series that went long as hell.
I was gonna say the last season I had like the reverse of that. Like every game was game 5.
Mm-hmm.
It was like
you had a thing where it's like you and Fletch went on and it was just the biggest giga banger ever. Me and Spec went on like the next afternoon and it was one of the worst matches I've ever watched.
It would be like one of the same teams, so you're like, oh, this is gonna be great.
It would just be like, no, this isn't how this works. It's not how this is supposed to go.
Like, I kind of had that when I went to cast in Atlanta for the DreamHack Collegiate thing, and I basically just said like, okay, I never want to like. I hated it. I just didn't want to cast Winthrop because Winthrop was going to dominate everything, and they did. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to cast a 3 maps, and that's it. So the other, like, I was very fortunate that I never got Winthrop. So I had like a map 5, a 7. Like they were fun to go the distance. But as we kind of wrap up here now, and Joker, I can see you're very much into your game here.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay.
I'm listening.
How you've been casting now for a long? I'm gonna say what, 5 years?
Yeah.
I mean, what has been the one thing that you've kind of learned throughout all of this when it comes to specifically casting in general? Not necessarily like, stuff you can bring to the outside world, but what do you, when you're looking in and saying like, okay, like what have you really learned the most just from casting?
Chase down your money.
Wonderful.
I hate to say that's the biggest thing, right? But make sure to chase down your money because some orgs won't pay you. We're lucky to work with CGL, right? And Headrammer always pays us on time. But some people are not that lucky. We could be working in the Rocket League circuit where they were trying to pay people with with what the Wikipedia points.
Wikipedia points, yeah.
Here's the thing. I keep on saying we gotta bring someone in from Rocket League and talk about that.
I'm telling you, get hot sauce.
I might have been a part of that.
No way.
Yeah, I casted a RLCS team. I casted Boulevard last year in the open qualifiers 3 and 4, and I was just asked to cast it. They kind of told us, yeah, there's no pay or anything, and they told me when I got in, they're like, if we make it far, you could get like a Wikipedia page. And honestly, I just looked at it saying, oh yeah, that's funny.
Fair.
Yeah. But I mean, Hunter, Mega, what else have like Joker kind of said, what else have you guys kind of learned just from casting?
My biggest thing is like, try it out to see if you like it, but don't, like, I don't know, like, my biggest thing is there's so many people who like they will start casting and then they'll get upset that they aren't like being hit up like they are like Uber or something for cast. It's like, listen, especially early on even if you're a super good caster, like you just gotta find places to like improve and like actually work on yourself. And it's gonna take time before you're like, if you truly want to pursue this, it's gonna take time before you are of any notoriety whatsoever.
Yeah, I'd agree there. I'd say like one of the most important things I've like figured out over this time, and I think is a really important skill, and I don't want to say an underrated skill because I don't think it should be at all, but it's how to tell a story, because it's nice to have the clips where it's map 5 banger at the end, you make this amazing call and it's a perfect clip, of course, but being able to like watch, like we've done those casts, we've especially watched those casts where over the course of a match, like we are just incredibly enthralled in 2 teams that we didn't give a shit about 2 hours ago, and it just becomes a fantastic experience. I mean, even that, like, how many toilet bowls have suddenly popped off because there's like great casters and it goes to map 5 for no reason in particular. Like, I think that's an incredible thing to like, a skill to have and to just experience at all.
100%.
Yeah, and like go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I remember specifically, like, if you were to ask me what my pinnacle of casting has been so far, like, I will tell you it was me and Hunter mid-season of last season with, it was what, DYS versus Smelvin?
Yeah.
Like, map 5, chaotic as hell, the calls were great back and forth, it was genuinely, like, chef's kiss, like, I would put that cast on a resume somewhere because of just how amazing it was from top to bottom.
Yeah, so sometimes you just not to like. I know you want to try to wrap up, but sometimes you find like, does anyone ever experience like that? I don't know how to define it, but like a caster's high, where you kind of just hit that momentum and it just
the flow state,
rolls throughout the entirety of the rest of the
flow
cast.
State,
yeah, like I mean, hell, I think I don't know, Mega, if you'll agree about it, but what me and you and what Pods did on BPL when we were doing the TriCast, and it was simultaneous, no like communication between the three of us, but we just said, okay, here's the order, we're gonna do this order, and it never broke. Like,
well, that's the thing again, like you said, we didn't discuss that beforehand. There was no discussion of any kind, which honestly we should have discussed something of the sorts, but I don't know how the three of us did it. We actually just found this natural rhythm, all of us kind of like, because it's not even just like all three of us were taking turns. We were all flexing between play-by-play and color in the middle of that match, and it was seamless. It was actually just such an anomaly.
Yeah, like I've never been part of a TriCast where it was like that. Like it's always someone stepping on someone else's toes, someone's always kind of talking, and then you have that third person who's kind of just like waiting for their opportunity to speak because they don't want to be the one stepping on the toes, so they have like 5 words every minute. Like it
also,
was.
we were flipping between series as well because they had so many grand finals going on at the same time. Like
all at the same time.
Truly, I don't understand how on earth we made it as smooth as it was.
Like that's probably the most recent example of what I would say was a casting
because you guys are good at your jobs.
But like, no, I had worked with Mega before. Mega had worked with me before, and I had only met Pods like 2 hours earlier. I had never casted with him.
I'd never worked with Pods.
Yeah, like it was smooth as hell, and it was like, it was just incredible because I was sitting there listening to us. It was like, we are doing this really, really well, I feel. And after the game, I think it was Solomon who came and said that was by far the smoothest couchcast or TriCast that he ever heard. I was like, yeah, so I wasn't the only one thinking this.
Yeah, no, we literally all thought it was, again, it was like genuinely, like, it sounds like we're just glazing ourselves super hard. If you know anything about casting, go find that VOD. It's on the BPL channel somewhere. And genuinely, for flipping between 3 casters as well as 3 different grand finals all at the same time, like, I do not think you could replicate a smoother level of smooth. I don't think you could.
Yeah, an easy way to find it. It's just the Snowdown Summit 2025 grand finals. All 4 of them.
It was all 4 because you guys covered the one before.
Yeah, one series, one team or 2 teams decided to move their series up to 6 o'clock, so we had 1 series and then 3 going at the same time. Yeah, but like, Hunter, you talked about telling stories. Like, that is something in the past year that like I have definitely said, like, okay, I need to work on that, because I'll be honest, especially like 2 years ago, I always just said, I'm just going to show up, I'm going to cast, do my thing, and like that's it. I don't need to know anything about these teams. But just knowing a story makes everything so much more interesting.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
What a shock.
And that's part of the benefit we get from doing something like CGL as long as we have, because there have been many times where we've seen the same players and same teams kind of come back. And from that, we already have a narrative to kind of build off of. But it's nice just having the raw skill to simply make a story out of something, because it's really easy to just have a 3-0 go one way and just kind of not have much to say for an hour. Like we've had many of those matches, many more than we ever should have.
Yeah,
but
like,
it's just, go ahead.
No, like I was gonna say, the hardest thing I will say as a caster to cast a stomp, because you don't want to just be taught. You don't want to be glazing the team that's winning and not saying anything about the team that's losing. You have to try to find ways to say, like, okay, yeah, this team did good. They did something good. Like, there are casters out there who will just say, like, yeah, they're struggling, they're doing bad, they're playing bad. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've done it before. I don't like doing it. I don't want to come off as a dick.
Yeah, it's like in my mind, if I think they have visibly made a wrong choice, and I notice that, and I think the people watching will also notice that, I will say something about it. I won't do it in like a super negative manner. I'll do it in like a nice way, and then Spec will be like, "Nah, I ain't gonna say it that nice. They fucked up." Like, all right, gotcha.
Sometimes though, you need someone like that, because then you can just then you can immediately bounce back off of them with saying, no, they actually did this really well.
Yeah. So that's, I don't know. It's a good thing to be able to do. It's not an easy thing to be able to do, honestly. It's not something, it's one of those skills you do from just doing this over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Like, it's not simple.
Yeah. All right.
Fletch actually got reprimanded once for flaming a team. It was in CGL.
I thought you were going to say you got reprimanded for being misogynistic.
No, that was Fletch. That was Fletch.
That's
I don't see what's crazy. No, genuinely, this is a real, like, hold up, I can find the Twitch clip.
Yeah.
But no, to speak on the reprimand thing, like, I don't remember what had happened. Like, I couldn't even tell you what the match was. I just remember Headremmer, like, came in at the halftime. Because it was, like, in terms of a stomp, it was a brutal stomp. And just, like, it's one of those things where, like, Fletch kind of got a little carried away with it, and I couldn't really reel it back. But, like, you gotta think as well, as a caster, like, it's not just you're delivering to an audience. I promise you, players are going to go back and watch their own games.
100%.
If they hear that they're getting shit on, like, it's just going to rub any player the wrong way. Like, there's never a good outcome to that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't. The only time I think I only shit on someone when I'm just confused on why they did something, because like I want because you guys were you guys watching OWCS this weekend?
Yes.
Here and there.
The first game between VP and Gen G. When it was like it was Esperanza, and they had a chance to win the game, but they used cage fight, and Vestola was shooting outside of cage fight, and they go on to lose the map because he wasn't shooting the 3 people that were inside the mat or the cage fight, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Why aren't you shooting the people in the cage fight? That's that's like my level of flaming someone that I'll ever really get to. Like, why did you use that ultimate? That's a terrible ultimate. That's what that's the only, like, and then I'm like, and then I'll always retreat on it and say I can understand why they did it, but in hindsight's 2020, right? So like, you could have used it to try to win a fight you already had won, and I try not to flame people because I don't want people angry with me.
Yeah, same. It just goes back to kind of said, like, I don't want to ever be perceived as like a dick. Just because of, like, I'm going after someone who's clearly having a bad day or a bad game or bad series. Like, I don't ever want to do that. But, you know, we're over the hour mark here, closer to an hour 15. Any final words, y'all?
Follow my Twitch channel.
Yeah, dude.
JokersRansom.
Follow. You know what? You know what? No singularity here. Follow all of our Twitch channels. You know, Joker is definitely the most active in terms of doing stuff for Overwatch on his channel.
I have my monthly stream.
You have your monthly stream. I did a bunch of Splitgate stuff this weekend. That was a lot of fun. The open alpha was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I stream VTuber collab, so how about that?
Hey,
damn, dude.
Where's your collab with Aka Scarlet?
Who?
What?
What? Wait a second.
All right, that will do.
You're not hooing her.
No, when am I getting the Megalass Limu duo? When is that happening?
me end.
Let
me end.
What? What? No.
All right.
All right, everyone. It's been a wonderful podcast. A wonderful podcast.
Don't make me mute you guys. All right, that will be it for this episode of For the Love of Prod. Again, thank you, Joker, for being our guest this week. Mega and Hunter, thank you guys as always for coming back, and thank you so much for watching or listening wherever you are. But we'll be back next Tuesday with someone. Again, need to start planning these out a little bit more ahead of time. But thank you so much, and until then, see you then. Wow, that sucked.